I'm here. You do your thing. I'm just uploading my video.
Okay. Um, so I had a really interesting day. Um, I woke up pretty late. I guess I was really tired. And I went on Facebook and I saw that my husband posted a new picture of us. Well, not new to Facebook, old to us, but posted a,
Really old,
yeah,
like
really old.
2009 old.
No, you keep saying that. I'm telling you, that was 2012.
Okay,
It was,
whatever. It
yeah.
was a long time ago.
It was not recent, in other words. And the picture itself is I've kind of got my arms wrapped around him. I'm like in front of him. My arms are wrapped around his neck, and I have on like this crop top thing, and you can see my belly. Now you can't see cleavage, you can't see under boob, side boob. I'm starting to sound like you as I
Side
explain
boobs.
this. This sounds a
Okay,
lot like your
that's
video.
okay. Do your thing.
And yeah, it was showing quite a bit of belly, but you couldn't even see my belly button. Honestly, it was just the skin of my belly. That sounds gross, but that's what it was. Um, and pretty much, yeah, I saw the picture. And my first thought was like, oh my gosh, he posted this. Not because it was like, risky or, inappropriate. I just can be critical of myself sometimes. But while it's not a picture that I would have necessarily posted, it was fine that he posted it. It wasn't a big deal. It was just like, oh, okay. And I saw it and I liked it and I moved on. Um, so later I discovered that my mother had sent my husband a long message going on about how it was wrong that he posted that kind of picture, that he needs to be more mindful of the pictures he posts, the comments that he makes, because it's inappropriate and it's disrespectful to me, it's disrespectful to her, and that we're better than that, and that it would come back to bite us later. Just going on and on about that. And I got really upset. I got upset because a few weeks ago, my husband sent her a message. It was a very sweet message, basically saying, hey, you're just on my mind. I know you're dealing with a lot. If you need to talk, I'm here. And, while we didn't expect her to, say, oh, yeah, let me talk about all my problems to you, just getting a thank you, I appreciate it, but I'm okay message would have been nice. But, no
Nothing.
reply,
Nothing.
nothing at all. Which, hey, whatever. We
Kind of
moved
expected
on.
it, but
Yeah,
whatever.
we moved on. And it's like, okay, whatever. But, she didn't hesitate to send a long message with her opinion about a picture. So pretty much after being upset for a couple of hours, I think we kind of mutually decided that it was time for me to finally have a talk with my mother.
And it was a talk that we had been talking about for like
Yeah,
2 years. Like there's time to just air our grievances with this woman, but
yeah.
it never seemed to be the right time.
So, um, I, I ended up calling her, and I let it all out. I told her how I felt. I told her pretty much how I felt like she didn't really respect my marriage, that she tolerated the fact that I was married to Patrick, and I feel like I have to tiptoe around her. I feel like I can't mention him, or just have to be careful and selective about when I mention him, about how she doesn't look at my family as my family, and just not very accepting. I even talked about, because I mentioned this a couple of times in a few recent videos, about how I've been having a hard time. My arms are so sore.
Oh,
How I've been having a hard time with, feeling like she makes a big deal for my sister and brothers events and different things going on in their lives, but she doesn't for me. And I just let it all out. Whatever came to my mind, I talked about. And the conversation didn't really go anywhere. She pretty much just, stick to how she felt. You know, she went on about how she felt like we shouldn't be posting that we've been together for 8 years because it's a reminder that we were together before I was of age. It reminds her that we had sex before I was of age. And, you know, as a parent, I can understand how that will be hard, but not talking about it doesn't make it any less true. And it's not like we're going on Facebook and bragging like, yeah, when I was 14 and he was 33, we did this and that. No, we just
would
talk
totally.
well, yeah, eventually, yeah. But anyway, it was bothersome because it's almost like she only heard the part about the picture and she focused on what she felt like he was doing wrong with, you know, making certain comments, I guess, making posts about how long we've been together, and certain pictures, and she just went out of her way to say that, you know, she won't shut up about it. She'll always bring it up. And she also mentioned that, you know, it would come back to bite me in the butt, like in the future. Like I'm only 22 and that I have my whole life ahead of me, and that it won't be good in the future. I don't see anything wrong that could happen in the future. I mean, maybe unless I was like running for president or, you know,
I mean,
something
to be fair,
like that.
though, we never, at the time, we can't say, oh, we saw this coming. Like, oh, here's this one thing that completely shattered
but see,
other
that's
things.
the thing. It's like, I know for a fact I'm never going to be, I'm never going to be, you want to?
Oh. There you go.
Oh, you're awesome. Thank you. I'm never going to be I'm never going to find myself in a situation where, at least I don't think, I can't foresee any situation where someone's going to say, you know, oh, let me go on her Facebook. What? Her husband made a post about how happy they are and they've been together for 8 years. I don't see that ever happening. I'm good. And pretty much it's like I'm in a much better mood now, but if we're being honest, my feelings are really hurt. You know, I'm trying to stay smiley and jokey, but you know, it really hurt my feelings. I shouldn't feel like I have to tiptoe or, you know, choose what's okay to say to my mother, you know, about my husband or just mentioning him. And it's come to that where in her presence, I feel like I can't mention him all the time because it will annoy her, or, you know, she'll look at him a certain way. She brought up that her view on him, his character is in question, and while it's hurtful, it also lets me know where we stand. And, you know, we didn't finish the conversation. She's going to call me back later and we'll talk about it some more, I guess. And she even said that eventually we'll all get together and talk about it. And while I am open to doing that, because I feel like not doing it would be me, you know, avoiding that line of conversation, which I don't want to do. I want to be able to look back and say that I was open to talking about it, but I also don't see anything changing. And you know, that hurts. It's very frustrating that she can't get past, you know, the way she feels or the way we came about. You know, I understand that we, you know, in the eyes of the law,
it was unconventional.
Can you scratch my hand?
I can.
Ooh, harder.
Yeah, there
Okay.
you go, baby. See, we get team. See how that's teamwork. Her hand itch, I scratch.
But yeah, while, you know, it was wrong, I guess, you know, the way we did things, you know, it's a choice that we made, and I'm not ashamed of my choice.
Not at all.
And I'm not going to go on Facebook and, you know, say, yeah, you know, I've been with my husband for 3 years, because that would just be a lie. You know, I've been with my husband as long as I've been with my husband. We've been involved as long as we've been involved. And anybody who has anything to say about it, feel free to say it, but it's not going to change what is. And I'm not ashamed of that. And if I find myself in a situation in the future where, you know, I'm up for a super good job, or, you know, something's going on and somebody goes on my Facebook and they do the math for whatever reason and they see, wait a minute, 8 years, hold on, you were 14, and they decide to go another route, so be it. It's not going to change me talking about how happy I am with my husband and how long we've been involved.
See, maybe if it was a picture of you in like your high school jacket, and I'm like this old man in a wheelchair,
and I'm like sucking your dick,
and I got my catheter with me, and like my IV in a bag, and I'm just like, oh, I really love my baby girl. It's like, but if you look at us, nobody even says, oh, how much older are you than her? It's like, please,
harder
teamwork. See that shit? Yeah.
My hand really itches. I don't know why.
You're nervous.
Anyway, yeah, like, I just, like, seriously, most people, like, people who don't know us, they always assume that he's, like, in his late 20s, mid-20s. It's never a thing where people are like, you know, oh, look at that obviously old man with that really young girl. And honestly, even if it was that obvious, you could be 82, you know, and I'm 18. It's my choice. And I'm happy with it. And I feel like she can't get past her own feelings, and it makes it hard because she doesn't see, or she can't fully accept how happy I am. And I feel like as a parent, at least for me, no matter what my child tells me, if you're happy, if you're not in any danger, it's like I may have had my ideal life for you, but you make your own choices. And if you're happy with your choices, I can't be anything but happy for you. And I wish that I could say that I had that from both of my parents, but I don't. But, you know, it's okay because I'm a big girl and I have my little family and I'm happy with that. And I'm not saying, you know, oh, my mother and my siblings aren't family anymore. I still love them, but I also know without a doubt exactly where we stand and your stance on, you know, my situation here. So today was very eye-opening for me. I had already, you know, suspected certain things, but today was absolute confirmation coming from her mouth, the way she feels, her viewpoints, and her stance on us as a couple, us as a married couple, and just her views on my husband. And I feel like it changes things. It kind of affects our relationship, but, you know, it doesn't change anything here at all.
Business as usual.
If anything, it makes things better because now we know for sure. There's no more assuming and, oh, I wonder if this, I wonder if that. We just know. But, you know, again, business as usual.
Honestly, I think we not necessarily badmouth that woman, but also we didn't have the most positive things to say. But it was kind of our fault because we were just assuming. We hadn't sat down and aired our grievances. So now that we have, and we can confirm that everything that we have been saying is what she had been thinking, now it's business as usual.
Yeah. And, you know, I can look back now and everything that, and it's not like we were sitting here like just talking shit about her because that wasn't the case. It was just more so, you know, I would find myself in a situation or she'll say a certain thing or not say a certain thing. And it's like, oh, well, I wonder why she feels that way. She probably still doesn't accept us. But again, we were assuming. We were right, but I hadn't actually had that talk with her. But now that I have had that talk with her, and I guess that talk will continue, I now know.
We're still waiting for her to come over and have that talk with Kari. So, if that for some whole other shit from last year.
Yeah.
So, waiting for her to come talk to you is just waiting for a train that ain't coming.
But, you know, I said everything I had to say, I feel like. And I'm open to talking about it more, but again, I've said everything I had to say, and at this point, talking about it more would really be me just repeating what I'm saying and her not hearing what I'm saying and her trying to justify the way she feels. So I won't say no if she calls me back, if she wants to come over and talk, but I also am not going to initiate anything because I initiated a conversation to say what I had to say. And for her to respond. She responded. I see how she feels. And honestly, that's that. It probably sounds really messed up of me, but, you know, it's the type of thing where she's not going to change her mind, you know. She's made up her mind. This is how she feels. And, you know, I accept that. That's how you feel. That's fine. It's not going to change the way I do things. I'm not going to take the picture down. You know, honestly, the picture wasn't even that big of a deal. Like, honestly, he was probably going to change it in a couple of days anyway with another picture.
Not now.
But now he's not going to, for the sake of saying, hey, look.
It's not spiteful.
It's not spiteful. It's just, you're not going to change it because she's uncomfortable with it. You're going to keep it up as long as you want to keep it up. And, you know, eventually he'll have another picture he wants to post, and that's fine. You know, I think spiteful would be me going and changing my picture to it as well. Like, I'm not going to change my picture to it because I don't want to. Not because, you know, I'm scared of what she's going to say or how she feels about it. I honestly don't change my Facebook pictures that often anyway. But yeah, it was a very interesting day, very interesting conversation with her. And it makes me think, how many other people like feel this way? But honestly, I feel like most people probably feel something similar, or, you know, have their own negative feelings on the matter, but it doesn't really matter because, one, I don't talk to anybody. I really don't. And I honestly, frankly, I don't care. It was a time where I cared a lot, but I don't anymore, at least for, you know, everyone else. I can say that I do still care about what my mom thinks, but it's not, I don't care so much that I'm going to, you know, change the way we do things, or, you know, hide behind, hide our past. I'm not going to, you know, switch up the number of years we've been involved because it makes her feel uncomfortable, because that would just be lying. And I'm not interested in lying about what I'm happy about. I'm happy here. I'm happy with my family. I'm happy with the age difference. I'm happy about everything.
We never talk about age. We just hang out and we do our thing, and it's like, I'm never like, man, I wish you were my age so you could understand this. We never do that.
It never comes up. It's like, I'm not sitting here, you know, doing the latest dance. What's the latest dance?
I don't know. The Charleston. See, now I'm showing my age.
Doing like a dab or something like that.
Look,
he's
at my
like,
dab.
What's that? What are you doing? I need to teach me how to do that new
Your
dance.
video now has been going on for 17
wow.
minutes.
Oh my gosh,
Look,
it has.
Mine, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, not Inception. Mine is like 11 minutes long.
I feel really
it's like,
horrible.
This is the most we've ever talked about the age difference since we've been together. Like, period. So let's just get it out. Let's get it done.
But what is there to say? I don't have anything to say about the age difference. Whenever the age difference comes up, it's for someone else. Someone else is curious. Someone else has something to say about it, and then that's when it comes up. This only came up because it was something that my mom brought up. It's not a thing for us. Like, you know, when people say, "Oh, age ain't nothing but a number," it really is true. It's just not a thing for us. We don't talk about it. It's not like we think about it and we just don't say anything. You know, he's limping around and I'm sprinting around him. No, I mean, it's not a thing at all.
At all.
And it's frustrating that other people can't get past that. But, you know, for the people who feel the need to constantly focus on that, I feel like you're the ones that are, you know, that are making this look bad, honestly. You know, it's like, we're good. We're happy. Especially when these type of things comes from someone who has far bigger problems to deal with. And, you know, it's...
You wouldn't dare.
I wouldn't dare. I won't do that. But, yeah. I'm trying to stay in good spirits, but I'm still upset.
I'm in good spirits. I'm good.
I'm upset about the situation.
I got bags under my eyes. I didn't, wow, I slept most of the while. But I'm in good spirits. I feel good.
Hey, life goes on. We're good. We're
beyond
gonna still
good.
do us. Yeah, beyond good.
If we not good, it's only because there's not a word to describe how good we are. Like, I never worry about my marriage. And, I hope that one day she don't see me, you know, taking my old people pills for my arthritis or something. Like, age never comes up.
And you know what? If he was taking old people pills for arthritis, he just has arthritis. Doesn't necessarily mean it's like, oh, my husband's an old man. It's
not
just
like I got a drinking problem.
You're horrible. Um. So, yeah, I had a very interesting day. This is the longest video I have ever done, and it will never be this long. Well, I can't say that. But I
That's
don't
what it's
foresee.
for. It's for you to get it out.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you'll watch this in a year and you'll be like, wow, I don't even feel that way anymore. Or maybe in a year you'll watch it and be like, yep, I still feel that way. But that's what this is for, so you can have this to look back on.
So, I'm going to cut it off now.
Okay, you want me to do it? Because you can't reach? Okay.
I think my arm is like stuck and frozen because I've been holding it for 20 minutes.
Here it comes. Oh no, goodbye.